being mad, doing whatever it is she's doing, looking at whatever it is she likes to look at. And we'd really like for her to stay straight in the down transition, but that doesn't seem like a possibility. So you just keep your eyes focused ahead on where you want her pointed, not down at her. No matter what she does, you just keep focusing on wherever it is you're going eventually. Good. And good girl. All right, let's try again. We want her to be attentive and responsive to you without throwing a hissy fit. So just wait until her feet stop moving, wherever it is you end up. Eyes up, eyes up. Do you usually like this?
No. Usually what I do is I do a lot of walking and bending and I don't try to contain the energy so much as I direct it.
Okay.
And I think stopping the energy, it's just why it's shooting out backwards because you know
Okay.
what to do with it.
Good. Walk on. And make sure that you're really breathing and you're really plugged into the saddle. You can feel your seat bones on the saddle and they're pointing straight down. Good, and then bring her back to halt one more time. Good girl, and walk on. Alright, let's go ahead and trot, since she seems to be pretty intent on that anyway. Good, and go ahead and use the whole arena, do some changes of direction, changes of end. See if you can just find a steady rhythm with you and her. Eyes up. Good, so how much bear down do you have right now?
Not too much,
Okay.
but I feel like it's enough.
Okay, so a little bit of the wiggle in the waist that you were talking about happens in the canter. It's happening here at the trot, just in the posting mechanic. So see if you can think about bringing your elbows down to your hips. Keeping your torso short and compact. We don't want you to lift your rib cage, arch your back. Anything, keep elbows to hips. Good, and go ahead and change direction. Good, and how is the contact right now? How much weight is she putting in your hands? Is it a good amount, less than you'd like, more than you like? Is it consistent? Say again?
It's a little bit more.
Okay. So see if you can keep your hands a little bit lower. So since she likes to carry her head so high, you don't want her head carriage to influence where your hands go. And make sure that you keep your thumbs on top and your armpits closed. So your elbows are at your sides. And when she gets fast and would maybe go to lean into your hands a little bit, you do want to resist by not letting her pull your hands forward, but you also want to sit back, put your shoulders over your hips to slow down. Did you ride hunters ever in your life?
Not really.
No? Okay. You're doing a little bit the hunter perch, where you're wanting to kind of lean forward and get light on the saddle when she speeds up. So when she goes to speed up, instead, think shoulders back over your hips and sit down, putting more weight on if you had jeans on where your back pockets would be. Good, and then slowing your posting a little bit. So that your seat is what's keeping her from rushing off, not your hands. Okay, let's change directions again. So keep changing it up. Good, weight on your back pocket. So when you sit down, you can hopefully feel your seat bones on the saddle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have a sense of how much seat is touching the saddle in front of your seat bones? And how much seat you have touching the saddle behind your seat bones? Is there more of you in front of or behind the seat bones?
Probably in front.
Yeah, I want it to be equal. So see if you could get more of your butt behind your seat bones to touch the saddle. That's better. Eyes up. Good, and then let's do a down transition to walk. Maybe she'll be happy to walk now. You got to go a little bit. Good, so here in the walk, really try to get as much flesh behind your seat bones down on the saddle so that your sitting surface is pretty wide and flat, both from side to side and front to back. Good, and even here in the walk, you're a little bit tipped forward. That's just now straight up and down. Does it feel like you're leaning back? You've got the video here so you can see that you're not. But yeah, that's what I want it to feel like. So the horse is like, you know those Segway scooters? The little two-wheeled ones, and you lean forward and they go faster, and then you lean back and they slow down? Your horse is like that. So the more you tip forward, the more the horse is going to want to rush onto their forehand. The more you're able to step back, the more you're going to be able to keep the horse's center of gravity underneath you. So let's see if we can go back to our posting trot. Keep feeling like you're leaning back. Okay, eyes up. Feel like you're leaning back. It's about having a lot of your butt behind the saddle touching leather. Good. Do you have any recliners at home?
No.
No? Have you ever sat in one?
Yeah.
You pull the handle, and then what do you have to do to make it recline?
Lean back.
Yeah, you got to push into your back. So you've got to make little Giggles here recline. You got to push into your back so your hip angle is going to open a little bit. Like somebody tied your ponytail to her tail. And if you lean forward or bring your head and neck too far forward because you're looking down, that string's going to pull tight and it's going to rip your hair out. That's it. Good. So let's go ahead and try the canter. How is she in canter? You had one day of cantering her. Okay. Is there a better direction? Okay. We'll start with this then. Okay. So do you still have a lot of your butt behind your seat bones on the saddle?
I feel like I do.
Yep. So to me, it almost looks like you might be moving more than she is. So the follow that you're doing with your hips is more than she's actually rocking the saddle. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So see if you could try to move a little bit less. Think about sitting still. Sit even more still. So keep pushing into your back. Good. Keep pushing into your back so that it stays still. So the string from her tail to your ponytail is still attached in canter, so you don't want to bring yourself too far forward. You don't want to bring your eyes down too far. So try to keep the string from your tail to her tail, so your upper body can't come very forward because of that string. That's better. Does it feel like you're leaning back?
Yeah.
Okay, you're not. Keep cantering, Gigs. Good. Sit quiet. Your seat stays quiet. If she needs to canter on, you need to kick her with your leg or tap her with the whip. So resist the urge to try to push her into it with your seat, okay? When you feel her slowing down.